I don't have any hope. And I'm sorry.
No. You guys, this was only supposed to happen to black people.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened, I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. Yes, I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen.
Do you know what drives me insane about these people that say that if I would have known, I wouldn't have voted for him, or I did not vote for that? Yes, you did. The first thing that bothers me is, yes, you did. You see, you voted for those things. You just thought it would happen to someone else. You were perfectly fine with other people losing programs, losing things that would benefit them. You just didn't think it would touch you. You thought you were safe from losing these programs. And the other part is they say they didn't know. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. The left, independents, lots of different economic experts, doctors, scientists have been screaming about all the horrible things that Donald Trump would do. We told you about Project 2025. We told you how many times his name was listed in Project 2025. And we told you how many of his own staffers were in there as well or helped write it. But you guys didn't believe us. You guys said fake news. We tried to warn you. You didn't either want to listen, or your bigotry and your racism, your homophobia and your sexism didn't allow you to see what was coming. So the bed that you made, you now have to lie on. The sad thing is that so many of us are in the same bed with you, but we didn't vote that way. We knew that these things were going to happen. We knew that this was going to cause havoc for everybody. And look, I'm sorry for you. I feel horrible that you're going to lose all these benefits, but you did vote for this. So if you want something to change, I suggest you call your congressperson and tell them to put a leash on Donald Trump and stop him in Congress. I suggest, instead of just coming on this app and whining and complaining about what you yourself created, you call your representative and do something about it. Otherwise, we here on the left and independent, we don't care. We warned you. All my love.
White people are gasping for air in the very system they built. The same structure that once gave them power, it is now choking them slowly. And they are not being attacked. They are being crushed under the weight of their own creation, their own lies and everything. Grand rising kings and queens from Africa and across the ocean. I thank you for tuning in today, and I love you so much. So today we are diving into how a system designed to control others, it is now defying its creators. And for a number of time, the Western world sold the illusion of superiority. They told us that the systems were perfect, their democracy was perfect, their capitalism, their justice, their education, their faith was perfect. They told us that they were the blueprint, the model, the shining light of civilization. But right now, the same system is trembling and the economic is shaking. The economy is going down, their families are breaking, their mental health is collapsing, and their children are lost in a sea of confusion. Okay? They build a machine that fed off control, and now that machine has no mercy, not even for them. Let me be clear here. When we say white people, or when I say white people are gasping for air, I'm not mocking their pain. No. We are observing a spiritual law at work, the law of cause and effect and the law of return. So what you build with greed, what you build with oppression, what you build with lies eventually collapses under its own weight. So you can't breathe freely inside a structure built on other people's suffocation. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So before I continue with my commentary, before I continue with my thinking, let's watch these clips here. Let's watch how are they suffocating, or what has made me to say that. Let's watch this one and I'll come back.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're living in the dumbest fucking timeline that has ever existed. This corrupt administration just signed off on a $200 million expansion to the fucking White House, a place for the already powerful. Meanwhile, they're slashing healthcare and food assistance for people who are just trying to fucking survive. You're throwing the poor out into the street, then turning around and making homelessness illegal. What the fuck? You punish people for being poor like it's a crime to be left behind in a system that was rigged against them from the start. And what's your solution? Nothing. Not a damn thing. No housing, no treatment, just fines, jail time, and more broken lives. Meanwhile, every billionaire that you bow to gets a fucking tax break. Not a dime of their stolen wealth gets touched because this system doesn't serve the people. It protects the predators. Speaking of which, let's talk about who's actually running this show. Half these suits in office are either sexual predators, grifters, or power-drunk fascists. And the other half are too damn cowardly to do anything about it. They stand in front of cameras, smirking and smug and quoting scripture, while crucifying the exact people Jesus stood up for. This isn't politics, it's a fucking death cult, dressed in red, white, and blue, and wearing a big red MAGA hat. You don't get to build golden thrones while children starve. You don't get to cry about law and order while robbing the sick and homeless. You don't get to preach morality while covering for rapists in your ranks. We see you, and we're not buying the bullshit anymore, okay? If there's one thing history has taught us, it's this. Empires fall. And when they do, it's because people stood up and said they've had enough. This is our country. It's not yours to pillage, it's not yours to gentrify, and it's not yours to play God while you bury the poor. Give me a like and follow if you're tired of seeing this administration run over the least of us.
Are we all fighting for our lives financially right now, or is it just me? I have a good degree, I work 3 jobs, I budget the hell out of my money to an annoying obsession. I'm watching every single penny I'm spending because I'm trying to pay off all of my student loans, but times are tough right now. Man, I feel like the more you work, the more you have to pay for, and it's tough out there right now. I think I do well, and then I look at my bank account and I'm like, oh my God, or I go to the grocery store and I'm like, oh wow, eggs are $10 again. Woohoo. Man, it is tough right now. And sometimes I feel like I'm the only one, because sometimes I'll look and I'll be like, oh my God, all these people I know are traveling and buying nice things. And I'm like, wow, how? Is there a secret? Someone help.
We're all being fucked here. You understand that, right? You've got to let go of your left versus right, red versus blue. You've got to let go of that. It is top versus bottom, and they're fucking us in the ass, and they always have been, okay? While they convince us to fight each other because they pretend to fight each other on screen, at the end of the day, they're going to the same dark, smoky room, sipping brandy and laughing their asses off at us, okay? Look, we've all been convinced that, it's not important to pair bond and have a family and do the important things in life, because those truly are the important things. That's enjoying your home and the people you care about. You've been told that makes you fucking lazy and you're not a good fucking contributing member of society. You're a fucking worker bee is what you are. And they can't allow you off that fucking hamster wheel. And that used to be just the case for vacations and things like that. That's why it's so fucking expensive to fly a round trip anywhere else in the world. Hell, anywhere else in the country. But you got fucking baristas from Australia and Germany coming and spending a fucking month here because it's so cheap for them. That's the fucking point. They want it to be a pain in the fucking ass for you to go anywhere or do anything that takes you too far away from your fucking hamster wheel. And look, they've got half of us convinced that you're fucking lazy and entitled because you feel like people should have the right to fucking food and shelter and education and the right to go to the fucking hospital if you get injured or get sick. Those aren't privileges. Those are things as a society that we should want to contribute to. Well, not with my tax dollars. What the fuck do you mean? What do you want that money to go to? Do you want that money to go to fucking Israel? To fucking Ukraine? Is that where you want it to go? To go fucking blow up children in some other country that you can't even find on the fucking map, but God forbid somebody gets to go to the fucking hospital when they break their leg? What the fuck are we doing here? And I know that feels like an attack on the right. You're not getting away from this either, left. I mean, God, y'all have so bought in to the fucking obvious fucking Project Mockingbird propaganda where the media just wants you spun the fuck up and upset about everything. Everything's fucking racist. Everybody's a fucking Nazi. Look, if everything is racist, then nothing is racist. If everyone's a Nazi, then no one's a fucking Nazi. We have got to let go of these narratives that we've been spoon-fed, and we just digest and move along and regurgitate over everyone that we come in contact with. And the reason you do it, look, I know you feel smart because you're saying the right words, and some of them are big. You're not. You don't have a fucking honest, original thought in your fucking head if I can predict the next 5 things coming out of your mouth, because I also watch a balance of CNN and Fox News so I can understand the fucking enemy. And the enemy is the people that are deliberately fucking cratering the middle class in this fucking country. Do you not understand? And look, I understand the narrative going around now. They're like, well, AI and these fucking automation and robots and stuff, they'll never take all our jobs because if nobody has jobs, they won't have any money to buy their products and services, and then those companies will go under. We're past that. We've crossed that fucking Rubicon. They don't care. What they're doing is everything they fucking can to milk the last bit out of you to train their fucking AI and their fucking bots for the automation. Because once none of us have jobs or fucking money and we're all fucking starving and homeless and dying off, they don't fucking need us anymore. Because in the time it took us to train our replacements, they're not replacing us at our jobs. They're replacing us to do all of the shit for the people that are left, that had the means to leech every amount of fucking value, every tangible fucking cool asset you could own, whether it be yachts or mansions or fucking gold trinkets or fucking movie theaters in your fucking basement or a bowling alley in your fucking attic, which sounds crazy, but they're rich enough to fucking do it. They're doing all of this on purpose, so when none of us are fucking left, they don't fucking care anymore because their lives are already awesome. And they don't need me or you to fucking write the TPS reports or have the meeting about the meeting. They don't need fucking people that may or may not have come here legally or not just because they were struggling to find a better way to live. I wish they'd have come here the right way, but they didn't. And a lot of times they're doing shit we don't want to do. Kind of like cleaning those rich people's toilets or tending their fucking vast lawns and fucking ranches and shit like that. I know that sounds fucked up. Stay with me. Fucking, they don't need those people anymore either, because there will be bots run by fucking AI that can handle the fucking shrubbery, that can clean the fucking toilet. There's no longer meetings about meetings because there's no menial fucking jobs anymore. It's all been done. We're reaching the fucking end game. Wake the fuck up.
You ever look around and realize that you're paying monthly just to exist? Like, not to live comfortably, not to build wealth, but just to be here. You don't own your time, you don't own your home. Hell, half of us don't even own our own car. But we damn sure own the stress. They've literally turned life into a subscription box. Rent, that's your roof over your head package. Groceries, that's the try not to starve this week bundle. Car note, insurance, utilities, Wi-Fi, phone, healthcare, dental. And don't forget the taxes on the things that you've already paid for. And if you mess up the order of your bills by just one day, here comes the overdraft fee. Like a punishment for struggling incorrectly. We're not living, we're leasing survival from the same system that profits when we're drowning. And I heard somewhere they want to start charging monthly fees to unlock your car's seat warmers. For real? Is that a thing? Somebody tell me. Because this can't be life. This can't be life. But overall, this isn't just about bills, right? This is about how ownership has just been snatched out of reach, like on purpose. Our parents could buy a house on one income and still afford vacations. We can't even get a studio apartment without 5 roommates, a cosigner, and a prayer. College used to mean opportunity. Now it means $80,000 in debt for a degree that you'll probably never use. And every time you think you're catching up, they change the rules, raise the rent, jack up the food prices, add another convenience fee. Because they don't want you to own anything. They want you tied in, logged out, auto drafting. Just comfortable enough to not riot, but never secure enough to exhale. And the wildest part? You start blaming yourself. Like, why can't I get ahead? Why am I always behind? Because you were never supposed to win in a system where surviving comes with a monthly bill. So no, you're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You're just stuck in a country that made existence a subscription plan and then had the nerve to blame you for struggling. And the worst part is that they don't even want you to win. They want you busy, broke, grateful, distracted, not paying attention. Because if you ever stop long enough to realize what was actually going on, you burn the whole damn game board and they know it. This country doesn't run on freedom. It runs on monthly payments and your silence. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of auto-renewing struggle.
Is it me, or does it feel like everything in America is a scam right now? Like everywhere you go, people are trying to scam you. And I don't mean the usual typical scammers, because we used to that. We used to the scammers scamming. But right now, it's actually like reputable businesses, like Fortune 500 companies that, not saying that they were perfect before, but now it feels like they're just like blatantly scamming, like the cell phone companies and car dealerships and internet companies and everything. They're trying to get every little last bit out of you. They're trying to scam you for every little last dollar. It's like, y'all are billion-dollar companies. Y'all are multi-million-dollar companies and trying to scam the regular people. It's sad. And now with Trump removing protections and removing so many consumer protections, it feels like it's only gotten worse. It feels like your likelihood of getting scammed is going up. And America, even the American dream right now, feels like a scam. It's like you're supposed to believe, oh, you go to college, you do this and that, you do everything right, and then you don't get the American dream that you were promised. And this is like a trickle-down scam of all the other scams that are going on right now. And I don't know if it's because of the economy or what, but it seems like businesses are trying to get everything they can out of people. Now, maybe the people are scamming the businesses and being, not good customers at the same time. So I don't know where the pressure is coming from, but it feels like we're just in a scam society right now. Is that just me?
Welcome back. Now, the Western system, the capitalism, colonization or colonialism, and racial hierarchy was never built for balance. Truth to be told, it was built for extraction. It was built for extraction of resources. It was built for extractions of labor. It was built for extraction of life. It was built, or it thrived by draining the world. Africa's gold, Asia's labor, Latin America's land, and black people's spirit. But here is the truth that they never expected, that you can only extract for so long before the source dries up. The same system that stole breath from others is now gasping for breath itself. Look around, the cost of living in the West is skyrocketing. Look around, people can't afford homes. People can't afford health care. They can't afford peace. The mental health crisis is worse than ever. Okay? Their children raised in privilege are now angry, anxious, lost, and disconnected. They were told that they were superior, but right now they don't even know who they are. So the system lied to them too. As it lied to black people, it lied to white people too. You see, this is what happens when a society builds power on lies. Lies about race, lies about history, lies about worth. Because they told the world that the whiteness meant purity and perfection, but right now they are discovering that whiteness itself was just a mask, a performance, an illusion designed to protect power. And when the illusion breaks, so does the peace of those who believed in it. Okay? So today we are witnessing the system suffocating itself. The policies are divided, the economy is sustainable, it is unstable if I say that. The churches are empty, the youths are rejecting tradition, and deep down, even the privileged are realizing that they are not free either. They ain't free. Okay? They too are prisoners of a machine that demands endless compilation of competition, endless consumption, endless fear. Okay? And that's why they are gasping. They are gasping not because someone attacked them, but because they can't breathe in their own design anymore. Okay? They can't. They can't. The air of privilege is polluted. The comfort of supremacy has turned toxic, and right now, the system that once rewarded ignorance is punishing it. Those who ignored the cries of others are now hearing echoes of their own pain. The greatest irony here is that when the system collapses, it is the very people who they once looked down upon who will survive. For example, the black people. Because black people have been surviving collapse every day since day one. Black people know how to live when the lights goes out. Black people knows how to build everything around, even it is falling apart. Black people knows how to breathe even when the world tries to suffocate them. And that is our ancestral strength. That is our strength. Our ancestors breathed through chains. They breathed through lashes. They breathed through hunger, exile, and humiliation. They breathed through every system designed to make them stop breathing. And so right now, baby, right now something is happening. Okay? Right now, it's a change of everything. When the system starts choking its own creators, don't be surprised if the only people standing strong are the black people, are the ones who learned to breathe without permission. Let's talk pure truth here. The white system wasn't just an idea, but it was a psychological construction. It taught white people to define their existence through dominations. They didn't know who they were without control. So when the control begins to fade, when black people begin to rise, when Africans begin to unite, when the truth is being told, it feels like they are losing air. Because poor or power was their oxygen. And right now that power is deteriorating, is distorting, is going, is ending. Now the oxygen is vanishing, it is thinning. Think about this. Every time the truth about history comes out, they panic. Why? Every time a black person succeeds outside their system, they panic. Every time Africa refuses exploitation, they cry, they panic. Why? Because when this happens, that panic is the gasp. That sudden shock of realizing that the world doesn't need us to lead anymore is the shock. It is the gas, you know? And that's what frightens them the most. Okay? What frightens them the most is the loss of control disguised as loss of identity. Okay? So what they are experiencing now is not just economic decline, but it is a spiritual suffocation. Because when your entire existence is built on hierarchy and deceit, truth becomes your greatest enemy. They are breathing shallow now because truth doesn't support their lungs. It supports justice. Okay? And justice doesn't favor those who build empires on blood and lies. But here is where we must stay wise as black people, we must not gear or we must not gloat over their struggle. We must not be happy of their struggle. We must not celebrate over their struggle. We must not let revenge replace righteousness. Because this is the season of correction, not cruelty. Okay? The collapse of the old order is not the victory for hatred. It's an opportunity for rebirth. The same system that once silenced us is now exposing itself, and it's a gasp that we must breathe deeper with truth, with unity, with love, and with discipline. Okay? The system is showing us what happens when greed replaces compassion. It shows us what happens when power replaces humanity. And as they gasp, we must remember that we were never supposed to follow their path. We were supposed to learn from their mistakes and rebuild differently. Okay? Our goal is not to breathe the same poisoned air that is killing them, but to create new air, pure air, rooted in justice and truth. So when you see white people gasping, when you see white people struggling to understand why their world feels smaller, why their voices carry less power, why their money buys less peace, doesn't just see a social decline, see a spiritual reckoning. The truth unfolding, because what is happening is not chaos, but it is correction. The system is returning everything it took, and the universe is balancing the scales. Okay? Now, as I finish, let me say this. We have economic collapse. This is the price of greed. Okay? Because what we are witnessing right now is the reverse flow of energy. What they took from the world is now being demanded back. And it's being demanded in ways that they cannot stop. Okay? Inflation, debt, collapsing currencies, falling institutions, all are signs that the system has reached its expiration date. It is not African fault. It is not immigrants' fault. It is not even the youth's fault. It is the design. A system built on endless taking eventually runs out of things to take. Now when it runs out of the things to take, you know what's gonna happen. Okay? Rich people are getting richer. The poor are dying earlier. And the middle class, the pride of the West, is vanishing. Okay? The American dream now comes with a monthly subscription. Right now, everything you subscribe. Interest rate, medical bill attached. And the people are waking up to the truth. The dream was never meant for everyone. Every empire dies the same way, from within, not by invention, but by division. Rome fell away, Europeans fall, and now America is falling. The empire of modern times is following the same pattern. You can feel it in the air right now. I can feel it too. Every election looks like civil war. Every debate is a battlefield. The people who once rolled through unity of lies can't even agree on which lie to believe anymore. Okay? And that's how systems collapses. When the propaganda stops working, systems start collapsing. Because when they are saying make America great again, but what does great mean? When greatness was built of oppression, how is that great? They say they defend freedom, but whose freedom are they defending? They said protect democracy, but democracy that silences truth is just dictatorship with better branding. Okay? The Western system is realizing that the control through illusion only works when the population is asleep. And the people are waking up, it is tough for them. As I've said, they even don't know which lie to believe in. They are fighting amongst themselves. They're unaliving each other. You could see what happened to Charlie Kirk. Okay? So that's what is happening. But as I will say, they are gasping for air because this air is rotten. Economically, politically, culturally, nothing is going on their system. Okay? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Tell me what you think on the comment section. Until next video, peace out.